Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters and ESL 1, and welcome specifically to the Intel Challenge Katowice. This is a very special tournament, $30,000 on the line, and plenty of qualifiers have been played throughout the month of February and March. It's been a tough set of qualifiers as well, but we're now down to just 4 teams in the Intel Challenge. The format is very straightforward. No messing around today, no group stages. It's do or die. 2 semi-finals and a grand final to crown our first ever Intel Challenge champion. Okay, so the matches you'll see on your screen right now. Alsen playing the first match against CM Storm. There's a Polish team to cheer for. I think they might get a few cheers from the locals, maybe, or not. I don't know, maybe. And then we have an absolute cracker of a match. It's Bad Monkeys versus UB United. So for those of you that have followed the scene for many years, you'll be familiar with plenty of the players. Great to see some of them come back and play some Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Okay, our semi-finals are set, which means we need a couple of teams. Now, first of all, before we get into the teams and bring them out to the stage, we've put together a little video just to show you how fun and how stressed some of our ladies are before this championship. This, then, is CM Storm.
For the Intel Challenge, we prepared very well with online bootcamps, online female tournaments, and we're looking forward to get the title. We are motivated to get the title because this is the biggest female tournament at all this year, and we are really focused and we are fighters and we're going to beat our enemies.
I prefer to play the finals against UB United because we never had the chance before to play against them, and this will be something new for us.
We know our opponents are pretty strong, but we have prepared well, so we are not scared to go into the matches.
We are CM Storm, and we are ready for the title.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage CM Storm. Okay, before you go into the booth and we let you get settled down, I just want you to talk to us about the qualifiers, because you probably had the toughest run through the qualifiers.
Well, I think so too, yes, because there are a lot of strong European player teams. And I'm really surprised we made it, but we practiced really hard for it, so I'm really happy we made it.
Okay, just tell me right now, how confident but how nervous are you all?
Well, I think we are all a little bit nervous, but I think it's normal. But we are actually pretty happy with the maps we're going to play, because we are really strong on those maps, so I think we have a big chance to win.
Well, good luck. Best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, CM Storm. Okay, our second team do have the luxury of some home support, but before we introduce them to the stage, let's check out Alsen.
Hi, we are Alsen team. We came from Poland, this is our home, and we came here to win. We've never had the chance to play in a major tournament, so we came here to prove our skill.
We train every day many hours. Now it's time to prove our skill.
We are the underdogs of this tournament, and they don't know our tactics. And we have the best Polish fans.
Bang! We are Alsen team!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your hometown favourites, Team Alsen. Okay, before we let you get into the booths and settle, Isabella, when I spoke to you earlier, you said the qualifiers were easy. So surely, with home support, home crowd, easy game, right?
We'll see. I don't know.
How are you all getting on? Are you getting on fine? Is everything working? Is your strategy set?
We have few strategies for the Mirage, and we hope everything will work properly.
Okay, these guys, they said to me that they're happy with the maps. Are you happy with the maps as well?
Yeah, that's our favorite.
Okay, well, best of luck. Alsen, ladies and gentlemen, your hometown team. Okay, we'll let the teams get into their booths, but we are just moments away from our first semi-final. Let's go over to our commentary team of D-Man and Pansy.
Thank you very much, Paul, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The Internet Challenge Katowice is about to get underway. See what these ladies can do. It's been an arduous task for CM Storm, as you heard there, trying to get through to this one. Somewhat surprised themselves. And then suddenly they had sponsors throwing themselves at them to get involved in this tournament.
Yeah, no surprise. Big stage, a lot of money on the line, and hell, a lot of exposure here. We get to see these two teams actually really getting to prove themselves in these offline settings. That's a big point here. I think you touched on they're a little nervous coming to this. It is a big stage. It's not exactly small. It's something that is going to be an extra element in this, and as you know, the team said, some of them found it quite easy going through the qualification route. However, when you get to these stages, things can change, things happen. We see teams, finding a couple of issues where they weren't previously.
And talking about this stage, I mean, I know they were all sat at the side here yesterday, so they would have watched the semi-finals taking place on this stage, seen the crowds. That probably would have not helped the nerves, I don't think, coming into this one. We have gone through the map veto process, though. It was happened just before we went live, and I can tell you, of course, the first map will be Mirage. That was Alsen's pick. The banned out maps was Cobble and Dust 2. So Cobble was taken away by Alsen. CM Storm on your screens there. They banned away Dust 2. And of course, the first map pick was Mirage. Overpass, though, was CM Storm's choice. And then, of course, it was another double ban system. So Nuke and Inferno were taken away. And Cash will be the last if we were to go that way. It is all going to be best of threes. We've got 2 semi-finals coming. And, of course, the final 2 follow.
And it's interesting to see them actually picking up maps like Overpass here. You feel comfortable. If I was in their position, I'd go for the real comfy maps. You know what I mean? The maps that you can do in your sleep. You know, your Dust 2s, your Mirages, your Infernos. But then to go out on a limb and do Overpass, that's fairly dangerous. And hopefully they've done a lot of work. I know a lot of these teams were discussing how much preparation they'd kind of found earlier towards getting to this event. So I'm hoping that kind of shines through here, especially on Overpass. So many teams struggle on that one to get that real solid game going. However, another thing I want to point out is I love seeing so many new names. And we've got quite a few of the classic players in here, I think, to say the very least. It's a star-studded lineup in the other game, in the other semi-final. However, it's nice to see some new faces coming through here and actually making an impression. There's the likes of Potter in the UB United side, Miss Harvey, someone who I think they're pretty much synonymous now with female gaming, especially in the CSGO scene, and up against some Zaz. I think that's just one name that sums it up. So hopefully out of this one we can find a couple of new names who maybe can able to start joining the, let's say, the elite at the top.
Let's see if a couple of new superstars were to shine through. And, of course, Alsen being the home team, would it give them the advantage? That's the question. Will it give them the edge? We saw with Virtus Pro, right? things that do work out well for them. And, even coming into this major, the likes of Virtus Pro, everyone was kind of wondering, could they really do it again? Well, we'll see if the same magic can happen for Alsen. CM Storm, though, certainly going to be a challenge in their way. You can see they are on stage setting up right now. They should be good to go in just a few moments. And of course, let's not forget, it is $30,000 up for grabs in this tournament, of course, as Paul mentioned, provided by Intel. As you can see, the lead sponsor for this tournament here in Katowice.
Yeah, and it seems that Get Right's nice little toy does have a little buddy, so we've got a new one up there.
Get them together.
Yeah, indeed. But no, I'm looking forward to this one starting out. And to kick off on Mirage, I think it would give us a good lay of the land, see how people are playing. It highlights certainly how strong the AWPers are going to be, because I genuinely have not seen much of these two teams. It's hard to avoid the other semi-final. However, this one is something that I think is going to be eye-opening, and just to kind of set the bar as to what we can expect going through this. And to be completely honest, Alsen did kind of breeze through the qualifications. No Mercy, I think, was the last team they faced to actually secure their spot. I won it 16-6. So they are a team who are extraordinarily capable. But as we said, this stage changes everything, and sometimes we'll see teams just not show up. They don't get that normal, home setup. These guys haven't necessarily been to a lot offline events. They haven't had that sort of experience there. And it has to start now. They have to start learning the ways of how to, get comfy quick. Let's put it that way. It's all about it.
Let's talk about the first map. It is going to be Mirage. It was actually Virtus Pro's home map as well, and it's Alsen that have picked it. So sticking with that Polish side. But how do we see this one going? Because Mirage is one of those maps that it can be really tricky. If you don't get a good CT side going, a good momentum going in that first side choice, then really it can be a serious problem for them. We saw it with Virtus Pro yesterday. They just couldn't pick up the rounds on the CT side. Fnatic got them rolling. And now we're going to see, obviously, the next system. Is CM Storm going to do the same? That's the question. I mean, Alsen picked the map, so I'm assuming CM Storm had the side choice, which I'm pretty sure would have been a CT pick on the Mirage team. But you never know, because some teams are better on T-side of Mirage.
They certainly are, and they find comfort in it. If they can hit that requirement marker, that whatever they set out, if they're comfy with maybe 6 or 7 rounds, they're okay. I'd say just to be safe, anyone coming into the tournament so far should start CT. Just so you feel the comfort of at least that you haven't got the pressure that you need to be making the plays, you can kind of let the plays come to you. Now, there's a danger down the line that you become very passive, and that can be a problem. However, on the stage for the first time, you want to be as comfortable as possible, and that's hopefully what a CT side may give you. A couple of rounds, you can ease into it, and just hope it doesn't spiral away too fast. We saw time and time again how many money issues came around for the CT sides during this event, whether it be on Cobble. We saw a lot of it forced down to just a couple of CZs here and there, which can still do damage. No disputing that. However, once that economy does start building against you, it can be so hard to turn around, and all the other factors come into place. But I still would argue CT would be a good choice for these guys to start on. And we are just going to wait for them to get themselves prepared. Just a couple of team chats going on. You can imagine that it's about calming themselves down and just making sure everyone knows what they're doing, go through it, just pretty much reiterate what you already know. But it's just making sure in those last few seconds while you have time that you can indeed just secure everything in the right place. And I think we can look, and looking at the CM Storm side, see Asmo behind them. A familiar face in the German scene, and I was having a quick chat with him earlier. He seems very, I wouldn't say confident, but he's got faith in them if they can perform like they do leading up to this, and that's the main thing. If they can find that form that they've had during the qualification, he feels they can do well. So hopefully for CM Storm they get off to a good start. I think that's what would change things for them there, is just to get that confidence building a little early on, and that's what I want to see. A couple of rounds here and there. Whoever gets off to the good start, I think, will benefit so much just because they get that ball rolling. Yeah,
and this is something they've talked about. Obviously, we managed to get a chat with them earlier on, or certainly Paul did, and was talking about, obviously, the nerves that they have, try and get those nerves settled, which clearly, obviously, discussing it right now, the fact that they will be starting out the T-side, Alsen, we believe, when they get on there. Winning the pistol can be absolutely vital on this map. If you can get a good momentum going on either side, honestly, it really can get a good score going and just settle those nerves, settle those big stage nerves that you will get. Undoubtedly, you can see these teams. Now, CM Storm have been sat down pretty much warming up the whole time, while Alsen, they've been going for the French approach, the group huddle, as it were, at the back, and discussing exactly what they're going to do in this one as they try and sort themselves. CM Storm, look, actually, they're starting to look a little more relaxed there, I think. They're starting to enjoy themselves on the stage.
Yeah, hopefully that does come into place. And CM Storm, speaking of pistol, actually, it's a huge factor for them. Going through the qualification route, they felt that their pistol rounds actually secured a hell of a lot of what they utilized going in towards the later part of the tournament, getting those rounds on the board. It was something that they even said outside there. So that's what we're going to be looking for. I think, actually, they'll be starting on the T side. So certainly a good chance for it. We've seen time and time again now that T side, CT side pistols can just switch and change. And the likes of Olaf kind of giving a new style to it, let's say, with the Tech 9 drops early with the armor coming through. So I'll be interested to see what they can bring. I see what tactics they've actually got lined up here, because more and more often the kind of anti-eco style things, or, very, very refined pistol rounds are becoming more and more important, because they can have so much impact in towards the game. And of course, with the changes, the Tech 9 and CZ available, it's got to be something that they're thinking of. And I'm hoping we can see that coming through onto this one.
Oh, you can see Alsen now in their seats. They should be getting themselves warmed up. I can see in the moment I'm watching the game, of course, CM Storm doing what you would normally do in a warm-up, and pretty much push them back to the base. I think that means you've won, doesn't it, really? When you win the opening start, you get them pinned in your spawn. That's how warm-ups tend to go, but whoever can do that. But, of course, we're waiting for them to get themselves ready. Also, now all sat down. They just need a couple minutes to warm themselves up, and we'll get this game underway. First map well, we're told it's going to be Mirage, but they are warming up on Dust 2, which is a bit of a concern, because I can see that was banned out by CM Storm. Maybe they're just using it as the standard. And of course, moving on, Overpass is another tricky map that they're going to have to get onto. It has many possibilities. I think we've seen some pretty good overpasses throughout this weekend. And I'm thinking back to the overtime, actually, that Virtus Pro will push to, or pushed them to, in fact, I should say. They managed to lurch their way back into that one against Fnatic. But I just going to look towards that map. It really is actually starting to come good. And talking about the entire tournaments that we've had this weekend, you know, there was a lot of talk about Overpass and Cobblestone. There's been a lot of changes to them, but actually, they've kind of been the best maps of the tournament.
See, it's a hit and miss topic. As every single player that I speak to will either say, actually, yeah, I quite like it. After the updates, I'm a big fan of the likes of Cobble.
I distinctly remember seeing threads of, I'm actually entertained by Cobblestone.
A surprising factor. No, but honestly, it's like some people seem to be really now on board with it. However, others are still completely on the other polar side. Don't like it, don't want to play it. And it's a weakness for them. They have to always then ban it out. It's like an instant kind of benefit for the opposition. And it was just surprising. It just seemed to be player to player. It wasn't even team preference in the end. These teams will still have to play it at some point. But it was just individuals not liking it or liking it. But certainly the updates did help, especially towards Overpass and Cobble. I think had the more drastic remake over, and Cobble came out a little bit more balanced, not such a biased side map there, which is always good to see that it kind of evens out. And we saw some wonderful execute. You do have time to rotate now. All these sort, small things, or not small things, should I say, but smaller factors came into play, and they've been kind of adjusted. So I think we can all agree that it's starting to look a little better for the likes of Overpass. However, it is still a dangerous pickup. That's the thing that kind of gets it for me. It's not the fact that the map changed and all this stuff in general. It's just, for your first map on stage, you want to pick something comfortable, and I'm hoping that maybe CM Storm have done a lot of specific training on it, or they have something up their sleeve, because it's just not something you pick unless you know what you want to do with it. So while we wait for these guys to get ready, hopefully it won't take too long. Obviously, you guys let us know your predictions on Twitter and get involved. It's always nice to hear from you guys. And I think a lot of the crowd, or the people on Twitter at least that I heard, were certainly supporting Alsen in this. They certainly are the team who may have the upper hand, at least in confidence on paper. And I'm hoping that translates to them. I think they certainly had a little bit of a sigh of relief when they walked out, and there was a nice little crowd response.
Well, I can see the E-Bot is kicking into action. I do see the match sorting itself out, so I think they're going to be getting underway in just a moment. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Intel Challenge Katowice. $30,000 on the line. This is the first semi-final. It will be a best-of-3 starting off on Mirage. It will be Alsen up against CM Storm. Let's give you a quick roster rundown as we get into the knife, which I believe will be going on. For Alsen, it is going to be Lou, that should say there, that's Lou. It is a 1, it's trying to confuse me. Lou, Vorti, Pasha, Bullet Girl, and Arena.
I'm going to struggle with some of these, but Kelly V, Ivy, Faith, Point, and Shifty over on the CM Storm side. And, well, we will be seeing the Polish side picking up the knife, so great start for them. And, well, hopefully they can now get off to that very solid start we were looking towards, get those early jitters out of the way, get comfy, and get those rounds going. It's all about the early game here. I think if these two teams had had months of practice on stages like this, it'd be a different game entirely. But brand new, they want to get that early comfort zone going, and I'm hoping that this knife will certainly put them on the track towards that.
Yeah, they've chose to stay on the CT side, so no surprises there, I don't think, for Alsen. And now just going through the last-minute preparations as we get set for the warm-up. Now, of course, the CT side is, I think it's safe to say Mirage somewhat favours the CT side. If you can get going, it will work out very well for them, but they have to be a little bit careful they don't start letting those rounds slip away. CM Storm just getting themselves the warm-up. The warm-up is set. You can see them on your screens. They are ready to go. And we will be starting the first in this best-of-3 series. Mirage is the map choice. Overpass to follow and cash if it's required in this best-of-3. Alsen up against CM Storm.
And I think the pistol sums up possibly we're going to see probably an A execute. Looking at the smokes purchased, armor on Faith and Queen, it seems quite likely, and they are setting up for it. So actually a stack through apps. That's something we've not seen too often. And one split through towards main. So have to see where those P250s and Glocks get put towards, but We're seeing 3 players for the CT side still here on the side. So first couple of smokes do come through. It's certainly no fakes here. It's all out and all in. And already that counter flash coming out, I believe that was from Pasha, is absolutely perfect. However, waiting in the corner, peeks out with P250, doesn't land the shot. And maybe those jitters are certainly playing to effect as 2 kills coming in for the T side.
It's straight down into the CT spawn area. Lou does try to get a couple there. Arena finds herself last person standing. We'll try and catch on to one, but no, that was a solid push. And, you know, the Palace push, I've seen this before. This has happened in our own games. See, it's a legit tactic.
It's not at all. No, I got to say, there was one counter flash, and I'm not sure who it came from on the CT side. It was either someone in CT, like spawn, or actually tucked in the corner. Whoever did that pretty much locked out the T side for so long that they were just then stuck there, and it was pretty much shooting fish in a barrel. But you can see there is standard setups here for CM Storm they are looking towards, and it's doing pretty good. So already Alsen now going to have to try and dig deep in this one. Stacking out the A side doesn't look like it's being considered just yet by CM Storm. They are looking towards mid. It looks like could be heading towards Connect.
It's interesting to see the spread, actually. You can see all the Galils on there. Now, Kelly did pick up 4 kills in that last. Could have gone for the AK-47 instead. Stuck with the Galil. 4 Galils on that one P90. It is going to be a B rush. You can see Bullet Girl suddenly going to realize she peeks around that short. There is a lot of people coming straight down. And from CM Storm does manage to get one down. Or is going to try to rotate through Kitchen, but you can see it's already been smoked off. These 2 members, completely smoked off. They have no chance of getting in our sight. Short's the only approach that's been left clean open, but that's covered by 3 members of CM Storm.
Yeah, CM Storm's executes have been pretty on par. That was very similar to what we've seen from Virtus Pro before. However, Louis does at least get one on towards Queen, gets Agalil, and might be time to get out of there because I don't know if the rest of the side really has much here. They do have a couple of P250s. No armor, no nades, no flashes. They can't really use much, and it is going to be a bit of a mow down coming out for CM Storm. However, we will at least see the Galil staying in the hands of one of the CT side. But to go back to what we saw then, really nice execute up short towards B. It's something that a couple of rounds maybe toyed with the Virtus Pro certainly doing. Loving their work on ecos, they'll certainly go towards that, do a nice little smoke towards connector and then push round. So maybe more of that is required, but looking at Alsen, I think they're kind of being led around this one so far. They're being a little outclassed, but then again, it's very early in the game.
Well, it's going to be a mid-stack this time around from Alsen. They're all going to be piling straight up there, and they're going to find someone. It is Kelly V, but she's got the AK-47 ready and waiting just around the corner. She's going to pop out any second now. This could be disastrous for Alsen. There she is, pops out, does manage to get the headshot down onto her, but Ivy is ready in position. And that is going to stop dead in its tracks, the P90. It's a tricky one to rush to.
Certainly is. And it's good to see actually both of the teams in the other semi-final just kind of around. I think we've seen Bad Monkey actually walk in, sit down and have a little wander and watch the game so far. Because one of their opponents will be in this if they make it through their game. Same with UB United. They were here way early to sit down and get their seats. So a lot of people turning out for this, and it's great to see. So first real gun round coming in. We are still seeing a Galil in the hands of Ivy. P90 with Faith. I'm not sure where they're going to put that one, but nice little work early on to open up there. Doing really well for the side. 5-2 very early into this game, 3 rounds past. Now CM Storm, this is where the challenge starts. Can they keep those great executes up now against guns?
Ivy does manage to smoke out window. Didn't go with the Guardian smoke straight up across from the mid, but instead we'll just do a straight peek around the corner. Safety from those rifles. Lou, with that AWP in hand, is actually covering off, has backed well away, covering off the apartment. So expecting a bit of a B push, but instead it's going to go in towards A. You can see it is Shifty, just taking a peek around ramp. Connector's already been pushed, so 40 caught off in the corner there. Should get taken down, will, by Ivy. Into a 3-on-4. Lou is going to rotate though, but she's going to be straight into jungle and will get spotted. Does manage to get Ivy down. It's in a 4-on-2. Yeah,
but the bomb is so far away for the T side. They've had to rotate that all the way around spawn. Now just about making it in. They've got a lot to work with. Smokes and Molly still with the T side, but Pathia is just waiting. Molly comes out. Shifty checking in towards Dark, looking for an opportunity. Does catch a glimpse of, I believe, the AWP there sitting in by jungle, but not going to get more. Getting a lot of ground. Aggressive play comes out, and Alsen finally get themselves on the board. And that was some great AWPing work coming out very early on. And I've got to say, Lou is looking very solid into this game.
And looking at CM Storm after that great B play, it was a bit of a disjointed attack on A there. They sort of had 2 going up connector, didn't quite work out for them. 1 on ramp, but they just came at multiple times, and it wasn't quite timed off to perfection. We do see the jump smoke, though, coming out. That should bounce and cover off the window. So CM Storm do manage to get that one down. The jump trick does work out for them. Luke does have to back away and connect. That is the AWP for Alsen. And it seems they're being a little bit protective of the A site, and maybe rightly so, because we can see CM Storm stacking out for this one. 3 members, just Ivy that's actually taking a look around mid, checking everything. Nobody's pushing up on them. And now here we see the set smokes going into play. Jungle, stairs covered off. CM Storm moving in.
She's in a good position, though. If they can stop the player from Dark pushing out, or at least Palace pushing out. Oh, she's been cornered there. 3 players pushing at the same time, going to make it difficult. But Vorti using the smoke well, comes out, picks up 1. Louis chimes in with another AWP kill. And I've got to say it, the AWP work coming out so far has been sublime. However, Ivy, taking matters into her own hands, pushes through towards CT, and we are now just down to 1 T player. They just lost a little bit of that execution, that focus towards the end of that round, it seemed, and it did seem to slip away from them. But 2-3, it's still a close-ish game.
And looking at the smokes, it looked like one actually fell into sandwich. I don't think the stairs quite was on point. Just looking, you could see, maybe had the look over it, because you could see from stairs, had vision. It's one of these things that if a smoke doesn't quite land its point, well, we saw Flusher yesterday with that grenade bouncing straight back to his feet. It happens to the very best. CM Storm, though, 3-2 up with the pistols, the P250 stack this time. No armor, no investment in Tech 9s. They're going as close as eco as you can get. And they're just going to wait for the smoke to clear and pile out. Hope that safety in numbers works on this B play.
Well, if they get a bomb plant in, it's not too bad, and they certainly could achieve that. But, oh, I think one just made a step. They know what's up. We're going to see the smokes coming out, nades raining in. This is not good. That one step gave away the game. Beautiful work coming out from Bullet Girl. 2 back-to-back, and the T side are being ripped to shreds. Not much to be done here. They might be able to get a cheeky plant, but lovely work from Arena comes out, and now just Queen in this. He's giving it a little bit of a fight, but really down to 41 HP. It's going to go one way. Alsen clean up the round and deal with the eco very well.
Yeah, they couldn't quite get close enough to get that bomb plant in. They were picked off the second they came out of window, so it wasn't to be this time around. 3-3 all square. Alsen back in the game, of course, on that CT side. A lot of Polish fans here in the crowd cheering on one of their home teams. Ivy throws out that window. Smoke's going to pop just on the top of the, I think it's a cupboard, I think it's safe to say. Whatever it is, just below the window sill that will land on. Just bounce up to and cover them off. Shifty living up to her name and taking a little peek around Palace, but immediately Arena does poke around short, gets Kelly V down. That is going to slow things down for CM Storm. The AWP from Lou not really needed to be called into action because there hasn't been too many mid plays, too many mid pokes. They've smoked it off very well, CM Storm, giving themselves a little bit of freedom in that mid.
And credit where it's due, these gun rounds have been great from Alsen. CM Storm sticking true to what they said. Their pistol was very, very good, picking up 3 of them. However, now it's time to finally get one of these on the board. They need it. Well, going to be on the front lines, dealt with swiftly by CM Storm, breaking in towards the B site. And Arena now, last one here, waiting for those rotators to come through by Kitchen, but 2 back-to-back for CM Storm, and it's actually looking pretty good for the T side.
That Molly's going to land straight on that planter. Oh, Queen very low on health as well. But you already see Lou, just 5 health. Vorti is the one they need to perform here. She can work her way through. Does manage to get Shifty, who tried to sneak around the back there. And now both in Kitchen. CM Storm have the angles covered, but Queen might get surprise here. Does manage to get one down. If you could just poke around the side, knows that it's down to a 1-on-1. 1 health, 5 health versus 10 health. One single shot will be enough. Queen should be able to make this one, and will. And that was a clean pickup from CM Storm.
Apologies for that one, but 4-3. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. We'll be seeing the T side going back into this with a questionable buy. It's not a great one. They've got a couple of Galils in there. No smoke for Ivy, a flash. And yeah, just forcing as much as possible with 3 Galils, a couple of smokes. They may fall back onto what worked for them before that. That mid to B on that forced up eco, forced round, should I say, it actually worked really well last time. So maybe they'll give it another crack and hopefully it'll stick. Right now, though, Queen and Shifty really need to pull their weight in this and try and make something happen. Nice little pop flash through the smoke. It does not, however, catch off those B players from Alsen. And now 3v3, the T side doing damage. B side is in their control, but the retake is coming in, and Molly getting a little close for comfort, and there we go, it is starting to kick in, but the bomb is down. Louis, the AWPer extraordinaire so far, now has to step in with the M4, but Kelly V, nice angle, they're not going to get it. Vorti breaks in now, 2 left, Faith and Shifty very low. Faith goes to town, but now it's just Shifty. 1v2, perfect position, but will she wait? She waits patiently. Bomb being defused now, it's going to be a full defuse. Shifty comes in, she stops one. Can she get the second? Backs away, sprays in, time is of the essence. And oh, brilliantly done by Shifty, holding the angle, using the smoke. And she just saved their bacon this time. And
got away. The bomb didn't quite go off with the timer there because she got the kill in time, which meant the AK was saved as well. And CM Storm getting themselves their 5th round on the board. Now 5-3 to them. Starting to build up a lead, and also they're going to have to go into full eco mode here. And this surely could be another round for CM Storm. It's a 5-man stack this time around. Alsen just going to pile on through straight towards A ramp. They're trying to catch somebody out. They may well catch a glimpse, but Shifty is holding the angle on this one and immediately stops Alsen dead in their tracks. That grenade will be on point. Does manage to get one with the AK. There's going to be the cleanup duty. Now they're going to start mopping this one up. They've had to rotate back to connector, but CM Storm look to have their number covered here.
A little bit of damage could come from that P250 if they don't check, and there it is. Arena does do what is required, and now will be dealt with swiftly. So CM Storm starting to build up in these gun rounds. It started off a little shaky for them. But after that kind of force up with those Galils, they seem to be rolling off the back of it. Now, Seaside can buy back into this, but with no AWP in the hands of Louis, it doesn't seem to be going as well.
Yeah, not quite working out for them. 6-3, so it's been 3 for CM Storm, then 3 straight back for Alsen, and 3 straight back for CM Storm. Let's see if the pattern continues, as Alsen do manage to get themselves all the rifles. They've got a good amount of smokes and flashes, so they should be able to keep CM Storm at least at bay for a while here. Bullet Girl in a perfect position with that bomb making its way here. Kelly V with the bomb in hand. Arena's been very aggressive on short, constantly getting a peek around there because that smoke on window has been keeping the AWPer away, which used to be Lou. Hasn't been able to find out and get the angle, get the information required. Kelly still making her way through though with that bomb in towards B amps, while the rest of the team are a long way away on A ramp.
And they've actually sold it. If she waits a little longer, if she just holds off. Oh, I think they heard the bomb, or at least the footsteps towards it. Bullet Girl knows what's up now, gonna go for it. If she goes for the diffuser, she might be just about okay. Backup is arriving, but Faith found Louis, and now just about everywhere, Bullet Girl is in trouble, surrounded on all fronts. Arena goes down. But the T side are a little bit far out from this bomb site. Shifty closing in. Ivy as well through the apps, and Alsen nicely done, gonna try and single out one, takes him down, beautifully done by Alsen then. Really well played. Bullet Girl held on to that so well, waited for backup. Defuse should come in, but still. 1 by 1 the T fell, and gotta give credit where it's due, that was really nicely done.
Alsen get themselves back in this one, 6-4 now. Just starting to work out well for them, starting to get that rhythm, I feel. They did lose quite a lot though, and it is starting to show. They will get themselves M4s. Just a farmhouse though for Pasha, so they didn't quite get a full buy despite winning the round. Smokes once again working wonderfully from CM Storm. They've been hitting that smoke on window every single time, and this time it might be one of those B executes. It worked so magnificently in round number 2. Can it work again? They have been more successful on the B site than the A site, and now we're going to see Ivy come around. That will be Shifty, got the safety in numbers. 2 pushing out of apps. Arena's going to get corralled and cornered, and Queen will move on to site. This is a quick and successful gun round for CM Storm. 40 could try and make a difference, does get smoked out once again, and this is something CM Storm have been using very, very well. As soon as they get in on site, they smoke it off, cover the angles, and it's been very hard for Alsen to get in for the retake.
Nicely done. Start to finish, and now scoreline, actually pretty close game here, 7-4, and T-side on a scoreline like that is still very impressive, and I think the B executes have been substantially better than their A's, and don't ask me why, because Bullet Girl is certainly a brilliant individual in this, but just not quite seeing it replicated maybe on the retakes. I don't know what's really stopping them finding that form. However, onto the eco we go. Alsen needs to try and find something here. It looks like the flying V up mid more than anything, as Ivy will be on the receiving end of quite a few. Nearly V does get down one, but Arena does get a nice little shot there through and through. So 2 now left for the CT side. Should be dealt with clean. Should be dealt with cleanly. No, it's certainly going to be a factor, but there we have it. Clean up in the end by CM Storm.
I'll tell you what, if Pasha maybe had invested in a P250 there, that could have been pretty drastic for CM Storm. Unfortunately, that USP wasn't quite enough to get the headshots in there. 8-4 now for CM Storm. Starting to pick up some rounds, but there is a pause right now. We are seeing Alsen on a bit of a timeout, trying to get themselves sorted out here. Standing up, we need to be careful, of course, what they say because their headsets are off, so we can't give too much information away.
Yeah, so just discussing overall, you know, how they've kind of warmed into this, I think, is the best way to do it. The Polish crowd's certainly getting a little bit loud here. Nice to see they've got a new champion maybe to get behind. Seeing how well Alsen do going forward, though. But 4 rounds, a lot of work ahead of them. I don't think there's 2 ways to put it, really. CM Storm looking focused. And Alsen do need to discuss here. It's something we saw constantly done throughout the games yesterday during ESL 1. Timeouts, breaking momentum, helping people just take a moment to discuss. Not change anything drastic, just kind of highlight the issues and go, okay, let's try and remember, you know, let's focus on trying to get over that, deal with that problem, and just try and fix it as much as they can.
And the problem is, if you were to look at it, I mean, we can see the in-game, of course, you guys at home can't. There is only just 3 rounds left, and Alsen actually going to have to force buy in this one, it seems. And that's maybe what the discussion is. Do we force buy now? Do we go for the FAMASs because they can't afford M4s and armor? Granted, don't really particularly need head armor because there's AK-47s up against them, so you could maybe take that risk, but they have to be thinking in this situation. There's only 3 rounds on the board, and they kind of need to pick all 3 of them up.
And they definitely do, otherwise that scoreline is going to start looking a bit shaky. You want to be getting a good CT side in. This is the one issue that was we highlighted a little earlier on. If the economy starts building against you as a CT, it can really hurt. It is very hard to get ahead of. So at the moment we are just waiting on them to get themselves back in, sorted, and I think we'll be underway pretty soon. Alsen are back down now, just had that chat, discussed whatever problems they were having, and obviously how to go forward in this game, as you pointed out. So I want to see what they come back in with now. CT side being a little overrun at B on occasion. Oh, well.
Looks like it is going to be the force. So FAMASs, and well, as expected, when you are forcing in such an issue, you are going to be light on smokes and flashes. Just what, 1 smoke I'm seeing, 2 flashes, just 2 flashes, 2 decoys. That is it. And of course, just 1 head armor for Bullet Girl. So tricky situation. They are going to be unpausing, getting back underway. Alsen up against it here in the first map against CM Storm. Let's remember, this was Alsen's map choice to go on Mirage. Immediately, Shifty, we can see, lining up. That's going to be the smoke on window. Has been on point every single round. Whoa! Commentator's curse.
Yeah.
Goes to way overpass.
But it will give at least Louis a chance to get a bit of a spray through mid. And I've got to say, Louis, without that AWP in hand, it's just been seeming like a little bit of a missing factor. She's been playing so well, but look where Kelly V's got to. Basically deny any control over mid from the CT side. We're going to have to focus on just holding these sides down. Pasha, though, going to be pushed up towards site. And seeing Faith and the T side taking their time. Not really rushing things, actually slowing down their execution. Maybe seeing if Alsen, during that little timeout, had discussed maybe switching something up, going more aggressive, and just playing it cautiously. And it's a smart thing to do. You just want to wait it out. As long as they can get those executes, they still have 4 smokes, almost 2 flashes each, and a molly on Faith still. They could go for a full A execute here, and it wouldn't be a bad thing, considering there's 1 flash now left on Louis. So it'd be very hard for the CT side to stop this if they go for it.
Yeah, I think Kelly just waiting to pop around immediately does find Lou. She'd already taken Lou down to 12 health, so you knew that was almost inevitable. Now in a 5-on-4, they have the choice of sites. They know that the window is down, which means there could be a rotate coming, and that's what they're ready for. Smokes go out. CM Storm make their move, and there's going to see Pasha pinned out in sandwich there. Kelly should find Bullet Girl, but Bullet Girl comes out on top in the exchange. Bullet Girl also, Vorti trying to get the spray down, and everybody's so low. It was doable, but it's CM Storm once again that come out on top. Despite the opening smoke not working, the things were starting to roll Alsen's side, but now Alsen are in real trouble. 9-4, they really can't afford anything no rifles. This is going to have to be an eco, and they're just going to have to hope that these P250s and a stacking tactic can work out in their favor. But we can see it already. It is not going to happen unless they manage to catch behind them. But Shifty's already waiting.
Shifty knows what's up. She remembers what happened in the rounds prior. She's kind of got a good idea of what they want to do, but they have actually pushed substantially closer this time, and they will get an AK away from CM Storm. Nova Storm is waiting. Sorry, excuse me, Kelly V is waiting just around the corner. So already, 1-for-1 trade is not too bad. Obviously, Kelly V going to continue things forward there, working their way up towards B, but already, Arena, a player we've seen do wonders so far. Can she do it again? Has the opportunity, has the chance, gets down Faith. Already one is low to her left, but Queen denies it. And now 3v2, it looks like this should be around for the T side.
Bullet Girl still with that AK, could do damage here. Kelly V low, Queen is low as well. It's coming in with support from Apps. Lou's going to make her way around the side. Will be able to get a peek across. There's one hiding at bench. That's Queen, pretty low. That will be the information they need. Tried to jump out at the same time at Kelly, but Kelly just spins straight back around. Gets Bullet Girl down. And now 10-4 to CM Storm. Final round of the half. It's going to be a full buy for Alsen. They absolutely need this one. And then they need a spectacular T-side like CM Storm are having.
Louis going back in with the AWP. No armor, just a smoke and a flash. Dangerous buy-up. And hopefully no commentator's curse. I'm just going to watch it. I'm not going to say anything until we're good. All right, so the smoking window is in place. T-side looking for it, but now Louis, can she find anything? No. Double smoked off to the connector. That certainly will help the T-side get some ground gained. However, Kelly V taking down Arena, going to open up this B-bomb site again, and this seems to be a consistent site that CM Storm just feels they can take over. And why not? They're doing brilliantly at it. Ivy tries to get a little bit of a peek through towards that mid-window. Nothing really there. Pasha, though, from connector has come into play. But bomb yet to fully commit anywhere. They could still rotate towards A, and really, there's only one player. They could easily lock out 40. What a dangerous predicament for Alsen now. If they don't stack and read the game correctly, they are in real trouble. And Pasha may be in real trouble now. Player to the left, Shifty comes into play. And now 4v3, 1 by 1. It just seems that Alsen are just overextending. Molly, right at the feet of 40 there. Going to have to back away. And this is dangerous. CM Storm have full control of the site. Shifty will find 40. And now Louis going to have to step up once again. Can she find anything here? Bomb is down. Bullet Girl on the rotate. They're in a good position to actually come back in towards this. Shifty's not quite watching the correct angle, therefore they might have a shot here. Spotting one, Louis does deliver. Oh, the tag came in, but no more. And now Bullet Girl 1v2. Players both stacked towards CT. Bomb, not applied for it, she's gonna have to push for it. Goes in, gets one, not gonna get the second. And 11-4, it's looking a bit dangerous for Alsen.
A solid start for CM Storm, no doubt about it. 11-4 is a big T-side posting over on Mirage. And they looking very happy with that, big smiles on their faces as they move into the second half. Alsen absolutely need to pick up this pistol, no doubt about it. But it was CM Storm that were the stronger last time. And with that pistol advantage, you've gotta worry for Alsen, the home team favorite here, that on their map choice, of all things as well, find themselves in an 11-4 deficit.
Well, we know that CM Storm also feels so comfortable on those pistol rounds, which makes this even harder, I'd say, because they picked up the first, and that was kind of holding true to trend. We're like, well, apparently they're very comfortable on those rounds. However, Alsen then picking up, I think, 4 gun rounds afterwards, you're like, okay, it's going to be Alsen's game, surely. And then suddenly CM Storm seemed to work out how to play in those gun rounds, and it just really brought it home. And I want to see what they have in store maybe on the CT side now of the pistols, because they certainly thought it was a big factor. I want to see it come into practice.
Well, we can see them getting ready to go. Here we are, back in the game. Second half, Alsen need this pistol round. It's going to be a B play. They're trying to distract. Bullet Girl might be able to get one, but no, Kelly V quicker to the draw there. Straight for the headshot. That's going to... The fake's not going to be sold out this time around. Karina's going to push on through. Does jump straight towards short, but Shifty's already in place. And now the rest of Alsen, they're getting picked off one by one. It's a 2-on-2 situation, though. They have the bomb in play. If they can only get the plant down, this will be a good start. There it is. Bomb going down. Vorti, no, cancels out. Instead, realizes Ivy was pushing up the position. Kelly V gets another, and maybe another here. Vorti taken very low. It's going to be reported. He's pinged out. The double team comes in. And Vorti's taken down, and CM Storm pick up what could easily have been Alsen's pistol round.
It was all even then. It was that 2-2, and that slight hesitation from the T side, then not planting, considering their options. It was dangerous, and it held them back, and you can see what this means. We're going to get the, well, the T's going to have those Tech 9s, the Rec 9s, as Olaf plays not too far away from here. Certainly going to be doing the same. And the CT side getting what they can. They want to get that real advantage as soon as possible. Going to keep this train going, break the confidence, not allow Alsen a chance. The Tech 9s are strong, and with, I think, 2 smokes, oh, sorry, a flash and a smoke. Let's see what they can get out of here. Look at that damage already. Ivy down so low. Kelly V as well. This could work out for the T side if they can keep this up, if they can just finish off what they started. No, Kelly V with a double again. This girl is an absolute monster with that pistol. And now 3v4. Arena looking for something to try and cover off while the bomb goes down. Not going to get it as Shifty comes with the P90. Spray down from Bullet Girl. And now 2v1. Vorti dealt with swiftly. And Queen comes back in. Defuse will come out. And that's going to be 13-4.
Yeah, they click themselves a couple of Tech 9s in the process as well. So also not quite able to convert what was, in all essence, a desperation play. A forced buy, which does often turn out to be very successful with those Tech 9s. But 13-4 the score for CM Storm now on a full buy. Up against yet another Tech 9 service from Alsen, but no armor this time. Couldn't have, well, they could afford it. They could easily afford it, and instead they're just going to try those Tech 9, that rush, try the speed, try and catch CM Storm off guard, and you can see the pace they are moving straight towards these apartments may well just be enough. They're going to pile on through. The moment Faith gets up there, she's already flashed out. They're just going to be coming straight out window on top of her, but she's managed to reset herself back away. That molly is going to be perfectly on point, and CM Storm just wrecking them on the van. They were pinned into the corner. Vorti does manage to get the corner, but they're still not out of the van. The grenade comes in. CM Storm are just wrecking them right now, and Shifty, absolutely dominant performance there, gets herself the 4K, just pinned in on that van.
And to be fair, no armor with the T side, it was gonna happen, but they did it, and they lost so little as well, which is the important factor. They didn't, you know, lose any guns or anything like this. They basically got everything they wanted in the game, and now look at the buy they've gone. 2 mollies in play. They've got everything they need here, which is hopefully what they can now prove and get to, well, map points, should I say, not match points. So, T side are bought up. We know that Alsen can play with those guns. They certainly can get the gun rounds on the board. We need to now. 1 minute and 20 seconds in this. Another smoke will come in towards A main. CT side buying time as much as possible. Louis just going to be denied access through underpass. Vorti starts to look. T side look like they've not really decided where they're going. That's the thing, maybe trying to look for a pick somewhere, and that's going to be one of them. Vorti does find Storm. A little flash out towards Tetris from Kelly V, but not going to find anything there. But the T side are actually coming back round towards A. 50 seconds left on the board. A late A may work. They took down Queen. Hopefully they can find the rest. However, still with 2 on the site and 1 in jungle, it's going to be difficult. Kelly V also having that flash in hand. It'll make it very, very hard. Now, smoke towards... Ooh. Real shame to see. Oh, Pasha, not what you want to be doing here. The smoke's coming in apart from the CT smoke. Kelly V in a great position to do wonders. Gets down 1, goes to the reset on the spray, not going to get much more. As now Alsen actually have full control of the site. 2 players to retake this for the CTs. Smokes are still in place. A late smoke to CT will slow this down, and the bomb should be planted any minute. Flash towards Shifty. Shifty actually got further ahead than I expected. Catching 1, goes for the follow-up. Not going to get the best connection there. Now, Shifty's so low, it's pretty much down to Faith unless you can pull something, bit of a miracle off. And I think it's time to save. Yeah, guns getting out of there. CT side know what's up. And Alsen will surely get the round, and a hell of a lot of guns will stay in their hands. Really nicely done.
Yeah, a really good take on A, despite the clear error at the start with Pasha. Just managed to get in there, managed to land the shots more than anything. Got the smokes down the second time of asking. And CM Storm not able to convert what could have been a round for them. So Alsen, 5-4 round on the board. That's going to get AKs for everybody, along with a full assortment of nades and armor. So CM Storm find themselves back in a situation. They still have a lot of rounds on the board to regain, though, especially as the T side. CM Storm have a gigantic advantage in this game, no doubt about it. But Alsen, could that be what they need? Could that be the catalyst to try and fire something off. We're getting a bit of a play from CM Storm here. It's a 3-person pistol push as Queen Ivy
Who's that, an underpass?
and Kelly V push around.
Ooh, that could be huge. No. Just one of the players. Who was that? It is Louis in underpass. Could have done so much work then. Just about makes away alive. Just the time was slightly off. And actually, the CTs, 2 have head armor, 2 have really well brought up. This is going to be quite tough. And Shifty finds one. We've got Ivy coming in on towards another, and now 2 left standing for the T side. They've kind of been picked to pieces and caught off guard. Yeah,
just unconventional tactics, really. The 3 pistol rushes straight on the mid does manage to catch them off guard. They were trying to get the set plays in, and when that random factor sometimes gets thrown in your face, it can catch you easily off guard. But it's a 3-on-2. Ivy's low. This is still possible. And we see Alsen grouped together with the bomb. That molly will find its target. That's going to go into window. That's going to force him away from kitchen. Ivy does manage to get Louis on the backside, though. And now it is just Bullet Girl. Bomb in hand. Faith pushing in. Should just peek around. So well played by Faith. Just creeping up there. Bullet Girl, no idea. We'll see the window. Shifty is there. Doesn't even need the support. And now match point for CM Storm. Or certainly map point. Second map will, of course, be overpass should this one follow. But this was Alsen's map choice. You've got to feel this was the one where they felt they would have had a better start. But clearly, those initial nerves really have got the better of them, and CM Storm just seems so settled right now.
Yeah, they look so comfortable on this stage. As soon as they started to get rolling, I thought with the pistols going the wrong way at the start, it would have off-put them, but no, they bounced back. They're running the double AWP setup, and Kelly V going to stand up, first of all, take down Pasha. However, there's the reply. Nice roll shot from Bullet Girl comes through, so 4v4. T-side stretching their legs through mid, but the bomb is still in spawn. Louis trying to maybe get in towards A, but there is a player on short. Shifty awaits, watches, doesn't get much. Now stuck in between a rock and a hard place. You're gonna be struggling in this. And with 1 minute left, they're gonna have to start maybe making their minds up as to where they're gonna really focus their attention on. It looks like what they did before we went towards A, as Verti is here in apartment. So, late smoke again from the CT side, buying them time. Another 15 odd seconds will have to pass. You can see the CT set up well. Got Ivy tucked in. Starting to actually search a little more, because normally Kelly V was the one playing in dark. Now with the AWP, hopefully she's playing CT, I can imagine. And see how this one pays off. Kelly V does find Arena, and this is going pretty badly wrong. And so the T's are starting to build. Ivy waiting. 40 gonna push in. That's Ivy comes into play, and now just one player in this for the T side. Beautiful double comes out. Louis gonna get 2. Can she find 2 more? Spots out the third. Bomb is loose. 10 seconds left. I don't know if she's even got time for this one now. It's gonna run the clock so close. She might get a plant, but 5 seconds. It should be a last-minute one, but Faith closes out, and CM Storm get map 1.
Solid performance overall from CM Storm in their first map here on the main stage. 16-5 overall on Alsen's map choice of all things. Now, of course, next map being overpass, their own choice. They've got to be feeling confident coming into this next half. So, how do we rate their performance overall? I mean, they just hit the ground running there. They had a great T side. That was really the difference. While, of course, they do manage to pick up quite a few rounds on the CT. It was all about that T side. 11-4 the first half for them.
It was huge, and it gave them so much room to work with. I think there's even more to be seen from the CM Storm team. Basically, once that double AWP came into play, Kelly V really started to actually show up as well as an individual. We saw a couple of other AWPers maybe taking that priority first, but I'm looking forward to what Overpass can bring. I think it's got a lot of potential for these teams to show a little more. I'm actually hoping to see more out of CM Storm. They look like they've got a lot of potential here, and a team that you could argue are firmly the underdogs.
Yeah, and of course, for the other semi-finalists watching on, they're going to be seeing who they're going to be facing. Of course, that will be Bad Monkey versus United. That's going to be coming up after this match. It is a best of 3, so we have another map to go. It's going to be Overpass coming up shortly. Alsen versus CM Storm. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back after the break.